you so much.
Yes, of course, here it is. Right.
Okay, so many thanks for this chance to join you here in Athens. I'm Dr. Lazaros Petrides, or just Laz for short, and I'm going to be talking about cloud computing and how it can help increase sales, productivity, and customer satisfaction in the event catering industry. So, cloud computing, in effect, is the same as internet computing. So in direct contrast to traditional computing, where you have your PC with all its specialized software sitting in your office, and then you actually have to be there in order to be able to do some work. With cloud computing, you can work from anywhere you are in the world, as long as you have any PC or laptop in front of you, and that's a huge difference right there. So if that's not compelling enough, here are three more reasons why cloud computing has a clear advantage. Firstly, all cloud computing should be very, very easy to use. So a key characteristic of cloud computing is that everybody should be able to use it with little or no training. Secondly, it's very cheap. So there are no infrastructure costs when it comes to dealing with online software. Usually, when you have to buy conventional software, you have to pay a few $1,000s or euros for purchasing new PCs, new servers, and so on. With cloud computing, you have none of that. Secondly, there are no purchase costs. So typically, cloud computing uses a pay-as-you-go method, so you don't actually get to buy the software. So on one hand, you're having conventional software where you have to pay a few €1,000s to purchase the software, and then on top of that, have to pay a few €1,000s for new computers and servers. And on the other hand, you're having online software that for which you're paying a very low monthly or annual subscription for as long as you're using it. And thirdly, all future upgrades are typically included in the going rate that you're paying. Okay, this takes me to the third reason why cloud computing has a clear advantage, and that's innovation. So cloud computing helps you introduce new services that can wow your customers, save time, increase your productivity, as well as eliminate errors. So it's a constant source of innovation. To wrap it up, cloud computing is constantly helping you to stay ahead of your competition. It's very easy to use, and it comes in at very low cost. Now, let's try to be more specific. We're going to visit 5 innovations for the event catering industry. With conventional computing, when you have to do table plans, so table plans are very important where you're doing events, especially if you're hosting gala dinners and wedding receptions and so on, and you need to have the table plans, you need to show them to your guests, to your clients even, so that they can know where they're going to be sitting their guests. So right now, with static computer, with traditional computing, you usually use Word or PowerPoint or AutoCAD or what have you, so it's going to take a few hours for you to set up the different tables, and then you email those table plans to your clients. Now, whenever you need to make some change, this can get a little bit frustrating, because you have to go through the same process again and again, and then you send version number 1, version number 2, version number 3 to your clients, and if some of those emails end up in your client's junk folders, then that becomes even more complicated. So with cloud computing, all of this goes away. You can just log in, and you have all your different venues in front of you. You can select the venue that you're after, and the floor plan immediately gets thrown in front of your screen. Now, the key thing here is that whatever is in front of your screen is immediately available in your client's screens as well. So there's no more emails or anything like that. Your clients get to see what you have in front of your screen in real time. So you get the floor plan, and then you can simply select the setup that you're after, and that's it. So this is happening in 10 seconds or something like that. Whenever you need to make some change because the client calls you up and they're saying, for example, we need to change the head table, you just select the head table, you delete it, and you insert a different table there. And again, that's it. So we're talking about seconds or minutes instead of a few hours and lots of potential confusion. Now, closely associated to this is the guest list. So right now what's happening with conventional computing, you have no option to help your clients in one of their most difficult tasks, which is to assign their guests to specific tables. And this is very difficult for them because they have to print out the floor plan that you sent them, and they have to try to match the different guests to those tables, and then the guests start calling up and they're saying, you know, it's going to be me and my wife are going to be attending that. So you have to go there and say that where's Laz? Laz is in table 2. So he's going to be coming with 2 people, not 1. And then this becomes a bit difficult because there are table restrictions. So for example, you can sit just 12 table in that, just 12 people in that round table. So, so anyway, your client goes, does these changes, and then suddenly Laz calls up again, and they're saying, you know, ultimately we're not coming at all. So you have to delete that. It becomes very, very confusing. But now, with online computing, all you have to do, your clients get to see all their guests in one side of their window, and they simply select them and sit them at whatever table is there, and that's it. The guest lists are automatically prepared. Naturally, there are many more conveniences to that, but I think you get the idea. Thirdly, we have to choose between being completely indifferent to the hundreds of guests that we welcome, or that you welcome in every event, or try to offer them a warm welcome. So the guests that are coming to each event, you might be having hundreds or thousands of guests arriving in each event, but right now you're not offering them any personalized experience. But they're your best prospects for a future event, yeah. So instead of being indifferent to them, you can welcome them with an SMS text to their mobile phones just hours before the reception. So just before they arrive, a few hours before the reception, you can greet them by name, have their seating details, an online navigation map to your venue, and of course include your company details. So you'd be saying, for example, from Nasijic Estate, dear George, for our reception at the Nasijic Estate, we have reserved 2 seats for you at table 12. Here's the map, how to get to us. We look forward to welcoming you, Mary and John, or whoever's doing the host. So once you click on that link, you get the logo of your company, and a few seconds later, you get the online navigation map from wherever the guest is to how they're going to get to your venue. And then you're prompted to the navigation, to your phone's navigation, and you actually get to hear, you know, in 300 meters turn left and so on. So this is quite a welcome, as you can understand. And now, as your guests drive to your to the venue that they're after, they are greeted by your reception staff. And usually your reception staff, up until now, they've got paper lists. So they've got, and if you have hundreds or even thousands of guests, they've got long paper lists. So then you're saying, you know, that's my name, and they try to find you, shuffle their pages to let you know where you're going to be seated. This means that there are going to be waiting lines. Okay, so lots of guests, lots of waiting lines, because this process is time consuming. So instead of doing that, you can be using tablets to keep your clients happy. So by using iPad or Android tablets, you eliminate waiting lines, since you can check in guests 6 to 20 times faster than with traditional guest lists. And naturally, you have great attendance reports at the end of the day, so you know who came, at what time they each person came. You can give all this data to your clients if they want it. You immediately have adults, children breakdowns. You know who came that was not expected to come, who did not come, who was expected to come, and so on. You have, naturally, you have no such information with just paper lists. You just don't know who attended the event. And the alternative is to have every little detail in front of you. And last but not least, you can track everything over the internet from wherever you are. So you can know what your confirmed events are at any one time, the pending requests, if you've had any cancellations. You have alerts, option dates, reminders. You get to know the progress of each event. Have your clients started seating their guests or not? You can track your events in more than one venue, so everything from one screen. You can even check your prospects' logins and last login date. So you make an offer. Did the other person read your offer? Did they log into their account? How many times did they log into their account? And when was the last time that they did so? So you get very, very detailed information. You can check the menus, you can check just about anything you want. So these are some of the advantages of cloud computing. And